Ghost Town? Sounds scary. Let's see what is in store. Get to the end of the street sounds simple enough. Never is. Connie is our star hero, and I'm really happy with that. This whole week I've been using Connie a lot. She is a great hero. For this one, I'm using the Croat's hook knife, which I'm really starting to enjoy. I like the fact that it can attack multiple enemies. It has interrupt, guaranteed interrupt basically. Causes a lot of extra damage as well. Great weapon for any scout, I think. Michonne is coming along. I would use Tyrese, but he's injured. I kind of like the idea of having additional attacks and being able to thin the herd a little bit. And then Rickety Rick is coming, just because I like using him. And that's a pretty good reason to bring somebody along, right? So, oh, it's this one. Okay. Let's do this. Get some kills with Rickety Rick. Cause a little bit of damage. I'm not going to just try and outright kill him just yet. Let's do this. Okay, didn't think that would necessarily kill him, but okay, fine, it did. I'm not going to start opening that just yet because... Okay, I thought that's what triggered the walkers to start appearing. I guess they just come out after the second turn anyway. That's fine. I think I could best use Rick, really, to start shooting these tanks on the other side, just so that we don't have an unpleasant surprise when we fling that door open. Great. Got that extra attack. So yeah, it's kind of a game of two halves, this one. You've got a threat counter, so having somebody who can reduce that is actually a very good idea. Failing that, just having people who aren't going to make it worse is always going to be a big help. You're trapped behind that gate. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it means that those tanks that start in the mission can't get to you either. But of course, walkers are going to keep pouring out of that corpse pile as you open that gate. You want to clear the path beyond the gate first, if you can, just so that you've got somewhere to flee to. It's no good opening that gate and running into the welcoming embrace of those big, chonky tanks. You can have a ranged character opening the gate, have Yumiko shoot when they're near them. If the character opening the gate has line of sight and is in range of Yumiko's target, they will shoot as well. So that's something that you can use. You could still use Connie as your leader. That's still perfectly viable. I think that she really does work as a leader for melee and for ranged characters. We're gonna mix it up just a little bit here. You've got some good mobility options anyway, so yeah, we're gonna do this. Glenn, good choice, of course, for scavenging missions. Is there a threat counter? Yes, there is. So that's something else that Glenn's going to be doing, is bumping that down a bit by doing that. And of course, Michonne has that ability as well. Let's stay out of range, move forward just a little bit. Connie, Magic, Glenn, get rid of that threat counter. Fan-flipping-tastic. And what we want to be keeping in mind is that if we end our turn all huddled up together, we've got a chance to get charge points. Everyone's fully charged at the moment, so it's a moot point, but it's worth bearing in mind. Now this trunk here is glowing red, so when I open it, we get a pleasant surprise. Just for a bit of variety, Michonne, you take that on. I think there's a walk behind that car. Yes, there is. Let's open that. Get a kill. This is why Glenn is so good on these kinds of missions. You can search the crate and you've still got your action left. And it's just, it's very, very helpful. It's only a little thing. You wouldn't think it's as useful as it is, but it makes a big difference. And of course, I've got the Sawtooth Blade, which gives me an action point after I kill. So I could search, kill, search. I could kill, search, search. You know, whatever. Basically, I could have 3 actions per turn. Swift Strike is a skill that you can have on your weapons as well, that sort of essentially lets you do the same thing. God, I'm gonna have to get back to Guild Wars. Somebody's really chatting in the in the chat. Somebody's obviously got some issues. We're gonna finish this video and then it's like straight back into Guild Wars. So that one, yeah, threat counter, anything that keeps that level or reduces it, it's pretty good. I think Glenn is a good choice to have on that particular mission. Hey, what do you know? Another one. Sounds like another looty one. Yeah, this one. Tight confined spaces. There's a tank there as well. This team might not be massively effective when we are on much higher levels because we can't cause an awful lot of damage and also sort of keep ourselves safe. Let's go here. Let's cuddle up with Michonne. Sort of keep her out of range a little bit. I want to reduce that threat counter. Yeah, Brill. I'm not going to open that trunk yet. I can see that it's glowing red, therefore something bad will happen when we open it. There we go. I'll do this. I want to put Connie there because she has interrupt on her weapon. Oof, I'm glad that he didn't flip and attack Glenn because that would have got messy. So this map, it is a tricky one actually. You've got pretty poor visibility, cramped conditions. It does mean that melee characters kind of more viable, really. If you're using ranged characters, you haven't got good line of sight. You haven't got good visibility to the enemy. You can't put a lot of distance between yourself and them. And that is something that you want to be able to do. So really, if you're going to use ranged characters, you better have something that can restrict the enemy's movement. Something that can root them, cripple them, keep them where you need them to be. Because they can easily close in on you. For this one. It gets tough. Not maybe at this difficulty setting, this lower level. But later on, when more unique walker types are introduced, when everything's tougher and hits harder, that mission gets tricky. Kill all walkers. Okie dokie. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So this one, no threat counter, lots of big targets. This is a good one for farming, actually. Unique walkers give you more points when you kill them. And there's a whole lot of unique walkers here. God, I love the fact that you can interrupt with that Croat knife. It is really, really helpful. I think that was available on the last seasonal event. So hopefully you got access to the Croat knife. When you get new weapons, it can be difficult to know whether it's worth investing the XP to upgrade them. They might sound great on paper, and then when you try them out in game, you're like, not so great. I thought it was the other way around. I thought the Croat knife, it sounded interesting. I didn't think it necessarily sounded like an amazing piece of equipment for a scout, but I've been using it, and I find myself just keep on using it. It's really good. So for that one, that's one of the ones where you really can, and perhaps should use ranged characters. Tyrese might be a good choice if you must keep it close combat. He can slow them down, he can cause harm. Beth maybe, I guess, but those walkers, when it's them, I kind of want to use Incendiary. I want to use characters like Mercer. What I tend to do is stay relatively still, pick those walkers off one at a time from a distance, and I see whether my shots are going to alert other walkers to my attention, because when you get to very high levels, you got to be taking those tanks out one at a time. If 2, 3, 4 of them start flooding you, it gets really tricky. Swap, clear the area. Okay. I know this one. Tyrese, mate, you would be real helpful. I think we'll have some fun with Fighter Rosita. I know that she's a bit of a fan favourite. People love seeing her in action. So we are going to do that. And I think Ezekiel tends to come in handy just because he has that fantastic ability to preemptively strike the enemy. I think we give the cookies to our hardest hitter. I think if anybody needs charge points, it's Rosita. Did I give her the Lucerne Hammer? Yes. Let's give it a go. So I could have given Connie the Sawtooth Blade, to be fair, because there is a threat counter on this mission. It's just so nice when you can just stop that from being a thing. Zeke. Okay, so we're still at the point where a nice, sturdy charge attack can finish off even armored walkers. That changes quickly, it really does. Now I want Rosie to have some charge points. I kind of want Ezekiel to have some charge points. But he can't always have everything. I think Connie's the best to open this. A bunch of armored walkers come piling out. Okay, we've got more attacks left with Rosita, but let's just see how it goes with everybody else. Okay, this one can be tricky. You've got a threat counter that rapidly ticks over. So yes, you've got those armored walkers to deal with, and it's not long before just standard walkers come flooding in as well. You got to be able to deal with those armored walkers. They're always stunnable. Yeah, you get to the higher difficulties, it becomes more difficult to do that, but you can always stun them. You don't have to kill them outright in one go. If you're using ranged characters, you can ignite them, but it's a fairly small map. You haven't really got very far to run, and those reinforcements are going to be coming in from all sides. So it's a tricky one. It's a tricky mission. It gets tricky. Glenn actually is potentially a good option for that last mission, because he can open that van and he's still got an action point left. So give him a scout weapon that hits multiple targets, make a charge attack, you know, that's going to cause a lot of damage. Ooh, boy, oh boy. A lot of walkers. So Glenn is in range of a walker. Okay, made a mistake there. Should have been a bit more situationally aware. I just left Connie there to, you know, to be chewed. That was just straight up mistake. But even at these low levels, yeah, you get hit once and you're straight in the red. That's why the prevailing tactic really is to just try not to get hit. I know, I got hit. If Connie is the leader, you want to be all cuddled up when your turn ends. So that's glowing red. That means walkers will appear. Let's get the kill with Glenn. Get that threat counter down. It's just... Yeah, so what you could do is you could search... So we only have to search 3 of them. You could search all of the trunks that are not glowing red first. Maybe make things easier on yourself. And there you go. That's absolutely no good. We need to heal up Connie. And we need to give that another go. Because just at this low level... Yeah, you don't want to be going forward with just 1 point. Was that the last one? I think so. Just in case it's not, let's... Yeah, I kind of want to save those. Let's just rewind that and give it another go. How about, just for the fun of it... Daryl, man. Daryl is definitely a favourite character of mine. I want to give him... You'd think Daryl's hunting knife. No, I'm giving him the scythe. We're just going to have a little bit of fun with this. He looks crazy. Look at him in his poncho with that scythe.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it looks like some psychotic vagrant. I don't know. Anyway, let's just quickly redo that. I think we've gone through all the missions. I think that was all 6 of them, but
It looks like he lives in that lawless area of America.
Okay. Whoa, hey pal. How come you're still alive? Okay, we cuddled up. We got our charge points back. Kill. Search. Kill. Follow through. And let's take our own advice and search all of the non-dangerous trunks first. Okay. No good. Kill you. Move here for a little defense. Last time we did this... Oh, I tell you what we could do. There you go. Much safer way of doing it. I don't find myself using Daryl that often, but I love his skill. It's so much fun. And he does. He looks absolutely bonkers using that scythe. I really wasn't keeping count of how many missions we've done. I think that that's mission number 6, so we should be back to the start. It's a fun set. I think there's some challenges in here. I think some of these missions are a bit tough. Get to the end of the street. Yes, we did indeed. We've gone through them all. If you do have any dramas, then just sort of say in the comments, and I or somebody else I'm sure can help. Yeah, but good luck with this one, and enjoy using Connie. She is a fantastic hero. Thank you very much for watching.